It is 5:50. Your top stories here in our Sunrise Smart Start. If you're just joining us, we've been on top of breaking news all morning long that one man, a suspect, taken to the hospital as well as an RPD officer after a chase and a shooting here in the city. And the chief of RPD just spoke not long ago about what unfolded in those moments. Michaela Singleton joins us live with that story from the Public Safety Building. Michaela.
Good morning. We're a little more than 30 minutes out from our update from Police Chief David Smith. The most crucial things to know at this moment is that both the officer and the suspect were injured here. However, the officer sustained trauma that he has since been released from the hospital from. We're still told he's in no fit shape for a follow-up interview today to assess the situation. However, that suspect is in serious condition. We are told he's expected to survive after this chase, now turned officer-involved shooting. It all started on 7th Street, a report of shots fired after an activation of the shot spotter system. Now, a truck was seen leaving the scene without its headlights, and a chase ensued. Now, it's unclear if there was anyone else in the vehicle. However, when that vehicle did crash shortly afterwards on Hempel Street, the driver got out, attempted to flee on foot, at which time an officer gave chase. There was a scuffle between the two of them, at which point that was when that officer was injured. He failed to deploy his taser, and that is when we're told he discharged one shot from his department-issued firearm, hitting that suspect in the upper body. We are also told that additional evidence was collected from the scene.
Evidence at the scene of the altercation includes a loaded .25 caliber handgun, a significant quantity of suspected narcotics, as well as multiple pieces of the officer's equipment in uniform that were located by other officers strewn about the scene of the fight.
The suspect here is a 26-year-old Rochester resident who, Chief Smith says, is well known to the department. He had a 2019 conviction for illegal possession of a handgun, and he was wanted for an active warrant involving fleeing from officers earlier this year. This is the first officer-involved shooting in Rochester, we're told, since March, which is why there are several different departments, including the DA's office and the Special Conduct Division, which will be conducting separate and conjoined investigations here. We are also told that once we get a little more sunlight, the officers are going to have to be going back out to that scene on 1st Street, which is where the scuffle and shooting ensued, in order to determine if there are any additional shell casings. They say even after watching the body camera footage, it's unclear whether or not the suspect also fired any shots in this case. Of course, we'll be keeping on top of all this and the latest developments, so stay with us on News 8. For now, reporting live in downtown Rochester, Michaela Singleton, News 8. Brennan.
All right, Michaela, thank you. All that information again, that suspect, we're told charges are coming. We'll see when that arraignment happens. The Kelvin Vickers trial picks up again later on this morning after what was another very emotional day for the victims' families as prosecutors continue to make their case before the jury. The man from Boston is accused of fatally shooting 3 men in 2 separate cases in the summer of 2022, including RPD officer Anthony Mazurkowitz, who was killed in an ambush. This is what we're told was part of an ongoing marijuana turf war that led up to it. Monday marked the first time Nikki Siplin, Richard Collinge's mom, saw body camera footage of the response to a triple shooting on North Clinton Avenue. That shooting claimed the life of her 19-year-old son.
That was hurtful. Like, you know, even with him calling me saying that he was shot and that he was killed, I was still in denial. Like, hearing him say that and him being right there on the spot, I was in denial, and I just was, I don't know, I was frazzled. I was all over the place. Like, I didn't want to accept it, you know.
Also killed that night last summer, 25-year-old Myjail Rand. Collinge's mom sat in court with the family of Officer Mazurkowitz during yesterday's testimony. News 8 will be back in the courtroom following this trial this morning. That trial going to take another few weeks, 4 of them maybe. We'll keep you updated throughout the day on those arguments. Sunrise traffic here at 6:55. Just a heads up as the expressways are looking okay. In Northeast Rochester, crews still working on water main repairs on Culver Road between Seymour and Master Street. That work will take through the end of the week. Looking outside, Liam, still waiting later and later for that sunrise.
Later and later. It looks a little bit hazy out there. We have some clouds that are still working their way through, and that'll be something we deal with throughout the daytime here, starting out mid-50s for the most part across a lot of the region. We should be able to break out of some of those clouds towards the afternoon. It'll be a slow process, though, so don't expect to to see the sun to probably about right when we get up near sunset here across the region. High temperatures into the upper 60s today. If we can get out from behind those clouds, areas to the south of Rochester, south of the Thruway, likely to be a few degrees cooler. And then into the rest of the week, we'll watch some more chances for some high clouds, some filtered sun. But overall, we should be dry all the way through, and temperatures do have a nice gradual climb, eventually maybe making a run for the 80s as we head towards the beginning of October. Not unusual. Usually our average last 80-degree day of the year is October 3rd.
Not unusual. That is just right about it.
Yeah.
That does it for us here at Sunrise. Thank you for watching us. We'll see you back here in half an hour with news and weather. CBS Mornings up next.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.